107.5 WBLS. Send for me, baby. That's all you have to do. Welcome inside the Quiet Storm, where it's nice and soft and warm and comfortable and cozy, especially on a night like tonight. How can you turn it away? I'm Lenny Green. Nice to be in your company. I want to thank Dr. Ian Smith for coming by a little earlier and bringing us up to date on everything or what's going on with him. He has a brand new book out called Super Shred Diet, which I've been on. Indy Smith has been on, and Byron has been on. And I've lost 16 pounds, and I'm on my fourth week right now. And Indy Smith is trying to make me cross over the line. Vito's making me cross the line. These two gentlemen that are joining me tonight are making me cross over the line as well. But I'm happy to have some special company in the studio. And ladies, two distinguished gentlemen who represent a wonderful company called thisisrnb.com. It is nice to welcome the creator, Jamie Wexler, and his partner, Kevin Alance, to the show tonight. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming by. If you'd like to see these gentlemen up close and personal. Oh, Brian, where I get Kevin from? Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. It's Brian. I'm sorry. It must be this brown juice that you have me drinking on, Brian. If you'd like to see us up close and personal, you can more than go to WBLS.com and click on the Quiet Storm page, or go to LennyGreen.com, and you can see us behind the scenes here tonight. Women are always curious to find out, what do we think about various things, gentlemen, when it comes to romance and relationships. So who better than, you two brothers younger than me, to give us an interesting perspective. So the topic tonight is, would you still get married if your significant other fathered or mothered a child, because it could be either way, through a short breakup? Would you still get married if your significant other fathered or mothered a child through a short breakup? So obviously, in short, you guys broke up for a moment. In the course of that mini breakup, y'all met other people, and you kind of did the wild thing. I got a young lady on the line. I'm going to go to her real quick, and then I'm going to come back and kind of get your response to this. Darlene, talk to me. What do you think?
That's difficult, because I probably would delay marrying him until I found out what exactly is going to happen between my significant other and as far as the child's mother is concerned. They are parents, and I am concerned about this child's future, and I would delay marrying him until I found out more information.
I guess that's fair. Thank you for telling me this. Appreciate it, darling.
Yeah, I'd also like to make a request. I'd like to hear Knock It Off by Jodeci.
Like that song. Okay, you got it.
Thanks a lot, Lenny, and once again, have a very happy New Year.
Thank you, baby. You do the same.
Take care.
So she said that she would delay. She would delay the moment in getting married. James, what would you do?
I think it's so much harder when you're the man thinking about a woman doing that. And, I mean, that's just unfortunate. That's the natural situation.
So you say that's a double standard?
I don't want it to be a double standard, but I think it's harder for a man to have that happen, and for him to not necessarily pursue it, but even just consider, like, who did this happen with? How long was this breakup for? And, what caused the breakup in the first place? Why did she end up getting pregnant from someone else? But I think if you were planning to get engaged, you would definitely put that on hold.
What would you say, Brian?
I don't know what I would say, honestly. Like,
Really?
That's crazy. I mean, how long of a break was there? Was it like a year, 2 years?
No,
is she pregnant while we're getting back together? Because if she is, I might not be there. Because that's a reminder every day.
Wow. All right, let's go to the love lines. 1-855-453-6694. 1-855-453-6694. Would you still get married if your significant other fathered or mothered a child through a short breakup? The time span could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. It could be a year. I've been in situations, gentlemen, and we'll talk about it when we come back, where women have said, I want to take a break, which I don't even understand that language. It's Maxwell.
I want to take a break. That just means I want to go fuck someone else.
Welcome to the Quiet Storm Behind the Scenes. This is Confessions of Love. We're going to go back on air in just a moment, but thank you for logging in and checking us out behind the scenes tonight. These two gentlemen represent an online program that is phenomenal. And I remember when it was just kind of getting off the ground. It's called RnB.com. This is RnB.com. It is nice to welcome Brother Jamie Wexler and Brother Bryant Alliance with us tonight, who represents, of course, this phenomenal website. And I must give you guys kudos, and we'll do it on air as well. But they just recently won a Soul Train Music Award, and that speaks volumes. And I'm sure you understand that. That really does speak volumes, because now it really says that thisisrnb.com is embraced by the music industry and appreciated by the music industry, and people are paying attention to what you are doing. So kudos to both of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, what a wonderful
Very
thing.
humbling.
I'm sure it is. I've been
helping this out since for a while, though.
Yeah, well, not the way I want to, but I'm going to probably ask to get more involved with it because I need to be on thisisrnb.com. But, gentlemen, you heard one young lady's response, and people are calling up right now, so we're going to tap into them and see what they think about it. But James, you probably said it pretty interestingly a moment ago by you saying it would be slightly different for a man as opposed to a woman, because women are far more forgiving, I think, than we can be, especially when we know someone's been in our pool, and now not only were they in our pool, but they left the clothes in the pool. So that tells me you were skinny dipping at the same damn time. I mean, am I far-fetched on this?
Well played.
Really, because it's one thing to visit the pool. It's another thing to get in the pool, and then you're going to leave your clothes in there, too? That's a little bit far-fetched.
The situation kind of happens in that sense when maybe a man goes away for a reason for a little while. You hear about it in that sense more, right?
Right,
and then when
right.
you come out. So that's what I'm saying. Who did it?
Who did what?
Who got her pregnant?
Doesn't
That
matter.
could play-
It wasn't you.
I think that could play.
That doesn't really matter.
No, but
though.
if it was like
Doesn't
your
matter.
brother versus a stranger.
Oh, come on.
That sounds like the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
That's the worst thing I've
It'd
heard.
be really bad.
That's another problem on top of a problem. Gentlemen, we have to go to the lines. We have some people on the line that we're going to talk to. Hi, this is the Quiet Storm. What's your name?
My name is Lee.
Lee?
Yes, Lee.
Hey, Lee, I have two other gentlemen with me tonight, so that way, you can get a full perspective on their opinions on it as well. So I want you to say hello to James and Brian.
Hello, James. Hello, Brian.
How you doing?
How you doing?
So, Lee, talk to us. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, my thought is if there's a short breakup within months, let's say, and something like that happens, you definitely have to put it on hold for a while because it depends on the situation, why they broke up in the first place. And I think one of the callers called in and said something similar to that, but I think that's probably the way that I would go. Anyway, you have to deal with the situation at hand. And plus, if there's a child involved, well, then you're going to have to. That's a serious situation. The only thing I can say about that, it would have to go on hold and deal with why you broke up in the first place, because maybe you can't take that any further.
Well, now it's interesting because James over here had said a little while ago that it would really depend, and I was saying to him before we tapped into you tonight that men have a different perspective on things than women, because I think ladies can be forgiving on certain things or understanding or maybe even be willing to wait. Now, she says she'd be willing to wait. Can you gentlemen honestly tell me that you would be willing to wait? Or, Brian, you pretty much said it's if she has a baby and the baby is not even here, it's a wrap for you.
If she's pregnant, I'm not sitting around. If it's like a couple of years, maybe like a year, and something happens like that where she has a baby and
the baby's here, you'll have a different opinion.
It's definitely a different opinion.
What would you say?
Yeah, I think
James?
I think the same.
Same thing.
You come back and now she has a pregnant belly, and there's that image is gonna weigh on you.
Because it's like you can fall in love with a child. You can't fall in love with a stomach.
Wow. So, Lady, what do you say? What do you say to that, Lady?
Well, you know what? They're being honest. And there is a double standard. Now, people don't want to say that. People don't want to think that. But the truth is, there is. And men find that, with most men, they want to feel like they're the king of their house and the king of their woman. And if something like that happens on a short break, a long break, whatever it is, they really feel hurt and betrayed. And so it's harder for them to forgive because, you know, they're supposed to be the man.
You gentlemen agree?
And
yeah,
that just messes up everything for them. It's harder for them to forgive. Some do, very few, but it's so much harder.
Thank you for the call tonight, Lee. Appreciate it. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
All right. This is the Quiet Storm. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello, hello. Quiet Storm, hello. Hello.
Yes, I'm calling about that topic.
I appreciate it. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones, I have two other gentlemen in the studio with me tonight that I want you to say hello to. So say hello to Brother James and Brother Brian.
Hello, Brother James. Hello, Brother Brian.
How you doing? How you doing?
So what's your perspective on this, Miss Jones?
What's my perspective on her staying with him? She's doing the right thing. Basically, she can hold her own. He can hold his own. A plus to where that woman shouldn't even be a problem. Like, it is what it is. Life goes on, and they're ready to start where they basically stop that, and it's good.
So
Where she's not allowing anything to intervene in her relationship, no matter what.
So you would be cool if your man, well, let's say a break happened between both of you, right? And then your man had a child coming during the break. He obviously slept with someone else. And now, out of him sleeping with someone else, unprotected, of course, a child is coming forth. So now with you, it would be cool because there was a break between y'all and he didn't do this while y'all were together? Is that what you're telling me?
No, what I'm saying is like this. It's not cool, but the love that I would have for him would be so powerful to where it's like I couldn't let go, and I wouldn't want to let go. You know how he treats me and how things were to where love is blind, put it like that, to where I'm not going to just walk away from a good relationship because something has happened. You know, it's through thick and thin that you stick with someone, whether you're married or not. Papers really mean nothing. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't be happy, but if that's my man, I'm going to stand by him.
Wow. I don't know. Gentlemen, she said if it's her man, love is thicker than anything else, she's going to stand by him. If this is your woman, thick and thin, are you standing by your woman? James, be honest. Everyone is looking at you, James, online.
I don't know. Shout out to my wife.
I'm sorry. I'm going to stand by my man.
I don't know. I can't answer it until you're in the situation.
It's hard for guys.
Because you don't know how you're going to really feel.
Ms. Jones, I would take it from these two gentlemen, and even myself, that I don't think we will be standing by you. But
I appreciate you standing by us, though.
I don't think that they would have the same perspective as you would.
Well, it's like, to each his own.
No
Every
question.
man and every woman thinks differently.
No
to
question.
Where, what are you going to go? Move forward and get into a once relationship? It's better the old dog you know than a new cat you don't. And it's an old thing. And I'm quite sure you understand.
Wow. Interesting.
I don't know if I go with that
Thank you, Ms. Jones, for calling. I appreciate you, my love.
It's not a problem.
Happy New Year to you.
Real people do real things.
I hear you.
Unless it was a fake relationship from the beginning, of course you will be gone.
Woo! Okay, Ms. Jones. Say no more. Thank you so much.
Okay? Black women are the strongest women, so we're going to do what we got to do to keep our men. Too many of our men are going astray already, so we got to.
I got you. Thank you for the call, and I appreciate the love. We're probably going to run back the first one, Vito. So Look, this is the Quiet Storm behind the scenes. Thank you for joining us tonight. The topic tonight, just so you know, and we'll go back on air in just a little while. Would you still get married if your significant other fathered or mothered a child through a short breakup? These two gentlemen are behind a wonderful music site that you guys need to be aware of if you're not aware of it. It's called thisisrnb.com. Phenomenal site. Tell me about the site. Tell us all about the site. What actually brought about the creativeness, James, for you to kind of come forth and do this?
Yeah, sure. First started in 2008.
Okay.
And it was something that I guess I was looking for myself, which was just an outlet for the newest R&B music. And in a blog format, which, became popular around that time with other forms of music. And there wasn't really the R&B aspect on being covered. So I was a DJ before that, and I kind of had access to a good amount of music sometimes early on anyways, and news and gossip and things that you hear within the industry. So I started the site kind of with the intention of catering to a slightly more mainstream audience anyways, because being a DJ, that's where I was at myself. Mm-hmm. So it just decided that there needed to be that presence where people could go and hear the latest music and see the latest videos and read the news. And, eventually we grew to doing our own content, our own interviews and live performances and things like that.
Is this a platform just for artists who are popular, or is it artists that are not popular as well? And
it's a mix of both. The day-to-day focuses on the artists that people know. Mm-hmm. And then, as we go about our business, which is also listening to new talent and sometimes discovering new talent and breaking new talent, we've done that quite often and had some good success. So, we get submissions, just hundreds every week. So we go through them, and, if something really excites us, we put it out. We share it.
I know Brian Alonce is definitely one of your foot soldiers, and you're out there in the streets, man, just kind of creatively looking for that new talent a lot. And you could be a pretty strong critic.
I'm fair.
Are you?
I'm really fair. Yeah, I'm really fair.
You're really tough.
That's part of being fair.
Okay. That's a different way of looking at it. So if an artist, and I hope that we have a few artists, or maybe we have some folks who know artists who are aspiring, what really, in your opinion, makes them acceptable, to you, in order for them to kind of get that opportunity, and you come back to James and you say, look, this is a new cat or a young lady on the rise, and I think we really need to pay attention to this, and I think this is going to be the next.
It's a lot about feeling. At the end of the day, as soon as you hear a record, you know if a record's good. And it also comes down to clarity of a recording. Can I hear what's going on? And then can I feel what's going on?
So now, but you're looking at video, so is the content of video matter as well?
Of course.
And quality of it?
Of course. And it's actually crazy because it goes through like a couple of steps before even goes on the site, because Wex will pick up a video through the submissions, send me an email of a whole bunch of records, and then we'll go through it like that again.
Wow. So I can only imagine, by these two gentlemen winning a Soul Train Music Award, I'm sure your level of getting inquiries was a lot before then, and I'm sure it's going to increase since you have now gotten this award. And as you get deeper and you grow bigger in this industry, it's even going to become overwhelming. There's a whole, you guys are based in New York, and there's a slew, and I mean that to a great degree, a slew of aspiring artists who are great, who don't have major record deals and don't get that big chance. And I know you say that, your day-to-day is obviously the artists that everyone kind of is familiar with, but how are you bringing to the table, how are you presenting these new artists through your site as a possible way of linking them to a deal down the road, or because that's very possible as well?
Yeah, I think that we've been lucky enough to have a following large enough now where we can potentially make that buzz for the right artist. So, you hope that if you believe in them strong enough and you put them on the site and you promote them on your social networks, that other followers and, other R&B fans are going to like them as well. And then, as their network grows, maybe they get more shows. And eventually, there's the people at the labels and the publishing houses and all these companies that are paying attention because that's their job.
For those who are not familiar with thisisrnb.com, and I encourage you to definitely look at it, what will they see upon going to your site, aside from videos?
Yeah. So you're basically going to see in like a scrolling timeline posts of content, and that content
like
could
in a
be,
blog form.
Yeah, in a blog form.
Okay.
And that content will be anything from news to new songs to new videos to interviews and photos from shows or video from shows. That's the most common stuff.
That's what's up. We got to get the Quiet Storm on thisisrnb.com, at least one of the live shows that we do, which I'm hoping that we can probably do sometime this year, because we kind of took off a year. I want to get back up on track, but I definitely need to talk with you gentlemen, because I think that would be a nice way of definitely streaming the live show on thisisrnb.com. It definitely would bring a different perspective and a nice audience to you as well. I commend you guys for taking that venture, because the market of music, for those of you who are wondering about the online presence, is huge, and it's a vast market. It's not only just regional, it's national, it's international, it's global, and it's a big market. It's a very big market. So and there's so much talent out here that doesn't really get, again, the exposure. I feel a little sorry for those who don't have the deals, because a lot of major artists, like a Joe, who decided to venture out on his own, or any artist of his caliber who have legs underneath them, it's a little easier for them to kind of grow independently.
Yeah.
Very hard for a new artist that is coming on the scene, trying to grow those legs and make those legs strong to stand on. It's hard. But I do feel that, especially if they're in the New York area, and the reason why I say it, because this is one of the biggest places in the world. Mm-hmm. So if you're in the New York area, I tell me if I'm telling them wrong. For the artists that I come across with or all the time, I tell them that they need to become their own label, and they need to kind of start mass marketing themselves, because what would bring an artist, again, to your attention, because you're out there in the streets of life, Brian, but what would bring someone to your attention if they weren't big on social networking, or they weren't, or their name didn't come across your table? I mean, they would have to have created some kind of presence for themselves, I'm assuming, in order just to captivate your attention initially, to go and check them out and feel them out and listen to their music, just as much as it would be for you to kind of say, you know what, let's put this up, let's get behind this artist, and let's see where it goes.
Performances is be out there in the streets.
But so you don't have labels anymore teaching these artists how to be performers.
Right. That's one big thing that's missing.
It's also 2014, though. If you don't understand that you have to perform and you have to have a great live show, then what are you doing?
Are they wasting their time, basically? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, you have to have a solid show. A lot of the artists that we like, or that I like personally, have solid shows.
So they're not only great performers, but they're great singers. They're singers and great performers as well.
Yeah, because that's how I like people. I mean, a lot of times I find artists from live shows.
Let me ask you this, because I already have the artist in my head. In today's music right now, and I know you guys see a lot of concerts, who would you say has a great show?
Austin Brown.
Okay, Austin Brown. Who would you say, James?
I think stage presence-wise and performing, Luke James is amazing.
He is good.
Luke James. Yeah. I just saw this kid not too long ago. Raphael Sadiq's
Adrian Marcel.
Yes, he just killed SOBs not too long ago.
Raphael Sadiq?
No, Adrian Marcel.
Okay, Adrian Marcel. I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, he's a burgeoning artist under Raphael, but I think he's on Republic. I think he's on Universal Republic now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, have either one of you gentlemen seen Uncle Charlie Wilson?
Oh,
I love Charlie Wilson.
But he's not a new artist. I mean,
Well, I get you on that.
He's crushing the stage
I'm
regardless.
glad you brought him
like
up.
Smashing.
He's crushing the stage. He was at a performance.
Hold on, we'll hold you on that. We're going back on air. 107.5 WBLS. Welcome inside the Quiet Storm. It's soft and warm and comfortable in here. Just the way you like it and just the way I like it. Good company, good conversations, and we have great company tonight, along with good conversations. The company that we have tonight are two gentlemen that represent a music website called thisisrnb.com. Thisisrnb.com. I wanted to bring in two gentlemen because I thought it would be a great idea. And thanks to Indy Smith for bringing them to the forefront. and upon bringing them to the forefront, we thought it would be a great idea to have a man's perspective on different views. Because, ladies, I know that you're always kind of curious to know what a man's perspective is on various views from time to time. Now, you can look at us online right now, and if you are looking at us online, I appreciate it. And that's why I'm laughing, because Brian. Anyway, I have Brian Alons with me tonight and Brother Jamie Wexler with me tonight. And I want to go to the lines because the topic tonight for Confessions of Love is, would you still get married if your significant other fathered or mothered a child through a short breakup that you guys decided to do? So let's see who's on the line. I want you to say hello to Brian and Jamie.
Hello, James. Hello, Brian.
How you doing?
How you doing?
So, Lee, talk to us. What's your thoughts on this?
My thought is, if there's a short breakup within months, let's say, and something like that happens, you definitely have to put it on hold for a while, because it depends on the situation, why they broke up in the first place. The only thing I can say about that, it would have to go on hold and deal with why you broke up in the first place, because maybe you can't take that any further.
It's interesting because I think ladies can be forgiving on certain things, or understanding, or maybe even be willing to wait. Now, she says she'd be willing to wait. Can you gentlemen honestly tell me that you would be willing to wait?
If she's pregnant, I'm not sitting around. If it's like a couple of years, maybe like a year, and something happens like that where she has a baby and
the baby's here,
you'll
have a different opinion.
It's definitely a different opinion.
What would you say?
Yeah, I think
James.
I think the same.
Same thing.
Because it's like you can fall in love with a child, you can't fall in love with a stomach.
Wow. So, Lady, what do you say? What do you say to that, Lee?
Well, you know what? They're being honest. And there is a double standard. Now, people don't want to say that. People don't want to think that. But the truth is, there is. With most men, they want to feel like they're the king of their house and the king of their woman. And if something like that happens on a short break, a long break, whatever it is, they really feel hurt and betrayed. And so it's harder for them to forgive because, they're supposed to be the man.
I hear you, baby Lee. Thank you for the call. 1-855-453-6694. Would you still get married if your significant other fathered or mothered a child through a short breakup? I can tell you, I'm agreeing with these gentlemen right here. No question about that. Call me up. Let's go back and take it back. Here's Marvin Gaye inside of the Quiet Storm tonight. 107.5 WBLS. Make sure that you join us online tonight, LennyGreen.com or at WBLS.com. Click on the Quiet Storm page and you can see the conversation, hear the conversation behind the scenes. It's definitely, thank you for joining us once again online. In the next hour, we're going to be getting into the reality of love with Indy Smith, and we'll bring her in for her perspective because I know she has a lot to say, a lot of stuff to say about this subject matter. I know. And we should talk about, today I heard about the news about Dwayne Wade and him and Gabrielle Union kind of took a short break. And, I've been in that situation. I just wanted to tell y'all this. I've been in that situation. I don't understand short breaks. Because the first time a young lady told me, she's like, oh, I think we need to take a break. I'm like, take a break? What? Okay. Well, so the bottom line, I didn't understand that terminology of taking a break. Not when you're my girlfriend. Like, if we're taking a break, then that means. But it took me that one-time situation to understand there ain't no break really, at all. Because how am I coming back to you after the break? We're gonna go back to the love lines and kind of get another reaction. Let's roll tape on this. Hi, this is the Quiet Storm. What's your name?
Kenny.
Hey, Kenny. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. I want you to say hello to James and Brian.
How y'all doing?
What's going on?
So talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on this topic, man? If your lady came to you after a short break and said that she was pregnant, how would you feel about that?
I would have a lot of issues with that one because I don't think if it was a short breakup, where does it come in that you're having unprotected sex so fast with another person? And then you're coming back to me. So I'm going to have a lot of issues with that.
Do you think...
in a few months, you really don't know if this guy has any STDs, if he had an STD before in life. Like, there's a lot of other issues that mentally would mess me up.
Well, now, what do you think about the situation? Because now, obviously, I think you've heard, if you've been listening, so you've heard James and Brian's opinion and even my opinion on this. And obviously, I'm hearing yours tonight, right now. But women seem to be a little more lenient. But you've heard about the situation that just happened with Dwayne Wade. And
I've seen it. I didn't read up on it, but I've seen it on, like, the internet.
All right, well, basically, long story short, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union took a break. Come to find out now, as you know, over the Christmas holiday, he proposed to Gabrielle Union. Well, now it comes out that there's a child either here or on the way. So obviously he put his dipstick in a different place, and now a baby is coming. So what do you say what do you say about this? What's your thoughts on that?
Still have an issue with it. You understand? Because it's like, okay, we separated. You know, and even being somebody of his stature, you know he's going to have, like, side chicks, but, he has to know how to control what he's doing. Obviously, he didn't. Obviously, he had no respect for you. That's the way I look at it. He ain't really have no respect for us.
Brian, what'd you say?
I guess you've never had morning sex before, huh?
Well,
there's no condoms in morning sex at the end of the day.
Wow. But there has to be responsibility.
You're not coherent enough to understand responsibility at that time in the morning.
So, brother, have you ever had morning sex without protection?
Not, you know what I'm saying? But,
what had happened was...
but it wasn't with a random girl that I just knew a few months.
So the answer is yes.
If I did revert back to a girl, it was a girl that I knew for a very long time, like a couple of years.
I see. All right, brother. Thank you for your opinion.
So I already have a mindset of where she's at with taking care of her body.
Respect that.
So I can trust them because I've been there before with her.
Respect that. Thank you for the call tonight, brother. Appreciate you calling.
Yes, sir.
All right,
appreciate it.
Peace. This is the Quiet Storm, baby. Let's continue to take some more calls. This is Lenny Green. What's your name?
Kendra.
Kendra.
Hey, Lenny. How you doing?
I'm well tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations. That's right, Kendra. This is the Kendra who won a wonderful blender courtesy of Dr. Ian Smith. So congratulations on that, Kendra.
Thank you, Lenny.
I'm glad you're on Twitter. And hopefully you're looking at us and enjoying us online as well. I want you to say hello, Kendra, to Brian and James tonight. They're with us.
Hello, Brian and James. How are you today?
How you doing?
So what's your thoughts on this topic tonight?
It depends on, after us getting back together, when he tells me about the child. Because if him and I got back together and we're together like about a month, and then he tells me about a child that's 2 months old, I couldn't.
So
and the reason why is because you should have told me straight out the gate when you and I got back together. And not after you let my heart get back into it.
So if he came back to you, and he told you straight up, you would be cool with it. If he waited,
I could, yes.
See, fellas, every woman has called up has been a lot more lenient than we have been.
They don't have egos like we do.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You said the same thing, Jay?
What did he just say? A lot.
He said a lot of women don't have egos like men.
Exactly. Because we deal with a lot with our heart. Men have a lot of pride.
You said
pride gets in the way a lot because they can't accept that someone else has a part of you that they feel should have been theirs.
All right, Kendra. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
All right. Do I have to hold on to get my information?
No, you don't.
Okay, thank you. Y'all have a blessed night and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is the Quiet Storm, baby. Get ready for the reality lovers coming up in just a moment. But it's nice to have these gentlemen here because, you know, women want to know how we think. And I think it's been laid out pretty clearly, and it's going to get a little more intense in the next hour when Cindy Smith comes up into this piece. Of how you guys think of how you think, what you think, and what you say. Because this is like the third lady I think I've spoken to tonight, and everyone has been pretty much lenient. And James, you're not. Brian, we obviously know you're not. And you know what? I must put myself in the mix. I don't think I am either. I think I think ladies have definitely a much more tender heart. They think a lot differently than we do. It definitely is a pride thing. But I don't know if I could even be understanding and willing for a woman to do that. Let's go back on air. 107.5 WBLS. Joined tonight. The conversation has been heated up pretty nicely online, and it's going to continue in the next hour. I invite you to log online if you haven't done so already, because we're having a serious, in-depth conversation about this topic. Would you still get married if your significant other fathered or mothered a child through a short break? And joining me tonight are two gentlemen in the music industry. They have a wonderful music site called This Is RnB. This is RnB.com. And it's like a blog site, all right? Right. So I want you to log on to check out the site when you get a chance. And those of you who are aspiring singers, or maybe you have a son or a daughter who is an aspiring singer and they're just trying to break into the business, they do get behind independent artists as well, right?
Definitely.
So look at the website and you can learn a lot more about their creativeness. But I brought Brian Alliance and James Wexler with us tonight for a different, diverse way of telling you guys about how men think about various things. And I was talking to both of them just a moment ago, saying that the ladies who have called in tonight have a truly different perspective than what we have as men on how they think about accepting and embracing someone who has fathered or mothered a child outside of a short break. See, I don't understand what short breaks mean. Yeah. Have you ever experienced that, James? A short break? Has your lady ever came to you and said, James, we got to take a break?
No, and she's had the same perspective as you. We've had that conversation. And she said, I don't understand what a short break is.
Right.
What's the reason for a short break?
What's the purpose of it?
And then after that, what do you do?
What do you do? Brian, by looking at Brian's face, I already know what he does. You just say, I'm out. You're just gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, short breaks don't really do anything. I mean, nah.
Look, if you'd like to participate in the conversation, please log on to LennyGreen.com, click on the behind the scenes, and log on to WBLS.com. Click on the Quiet Storm page. You're going to actually see us behind the scenes tonight. We're going to continue this conversation, and it's about to really get heated online. This is WBLS, baby.